So I just got done hiking out here. I did harvest some dead standing cedar. I got a piece of white pine. I didn't get any cottonwood. It's been raining out here for 2 days, literally, but that shouldn't make any difference really. Once I get done processing the wood, get it down, I can only use stone materials though, so it's going to take twice as long. I just have my paracord bracelet, and I'm not going to use any knives, any cutting utensils, or nothing as a test to myself and see if I can do it, because ultimately I want to be able to come out here and know that I can start fire. So, you know, in the rain, the sleet, the snow, the sun, in any type of situation, I want to know that I can do it. So I'm not going to use any cutting materials or anything. I'm just going to act like I'm lost out here, and I just have my paracord bracelet, which is this. I'll show you my materials that I'm going to use. So I have my stone tools. I've fractured a piece of this off, and I've already actually started scraping on it with my piece of pine. This is a piece of cedar that I'm going to use for my bow. Nothing special there, I just broke it off. This same thing, I just broke it off. Paracord bracelet. Another stone that I found down on the creek. These are the fractured pieces off of here. This is a piece of cedar that I'm going to use for a handheld. It is soft wood, but a little bit harder than this white pine, so it ought to be good. Some more stone tools that I'm going to use, and my sassafras. I'm going to use this sassafras leaf as a to catch my ember, God willing. So I'm going to try to film as much of this as I can. Obviously, it's going to take me an hour or so to process this wood up. But I'll show you some of the techniques that I've used. Now, I've done this before twice, and I failed both times. I didn't post those to my channel, just for the fact that they're a half an hour long, if not more, and they're failed attempts. Now, I have put my failed bow drill attempt in the wet weather, soaking wet conditions. I've put that fail up. But, you know, I mean, it just takes up a lot of room. They're fails, you know, you're going to fail more times than you're going to succeed, especially in this. So, I just keep trying and trying. So, we'll try to, we're going to film most of this and see how it turns out. So, stay tuned. Hearthboard, fatter piece, and eventually my spindle. This bigger piece of flint, I'm going to jam into the ground, and this is going to help me because I'm going to drag this across. That'll make my work a little more easy, or easier. And then I got a bunch of little pieces. I'll show you the production of all this here in just a little bit. See if we can't throw this together as fast as I can. We'll see. So I'm just slowly peeling pieces of this off. Almost using this hammerstone. White pine is a little easier to work with because it's so soft. But just doesn't seem to want to split for me. There we go. Got that. So I'll work on flattening that out, flattening that out, flattening that out. This will be my hearth board right there. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. I'm just gonna rub it on this stick here, or this piece of flint, until I get it in the shape that I want it. It's not gonna be perfect because obviously it's not my knife. So I'm just gonna make it as good as I can. We're gonna do a divot in there real quick with my multi-tool here. Just gonna start drilling on it. We'll get a divot in that, and then I'm gonna shape up my spindle in the same way. I'm just gonna keep working on it till I get it in the shape that I want it. So hearthboard is almost complete. Spindle's gonna take a little more work. So I want to sharpen these edges up. So I just nap off sections until I get a sharp edge on there. Alright. See, I don't want it that long, really. That's a little long. So I want to... All this that I'm breaking up, I want to keep as kindling. So kindling, when I start my fire, I'll burn that too. Using leverage, 2 trees together like that is a great thing to do, especially when you're not going to have a cutting utensil or anything like that. So these rock tools, I mean, they're as sharp as your knife almost. You can really use them good. You got to be a little more careful though, because you can't control them like your knife, and they can cut you straight to the bone. You really got to be careful doing that. We'll finish shaping this up. These type of scenarios that I try to put myself in, though, they're real good for me. They teach me how to use materials, stone tools, and it really humbles me to the fact that how our ancestors used to do it, you know. All they had maybe was stone tools, and they sat here for hours and hours perfecting each part of their fire set, you know. That way it was perfect. You know, they probably spent all day doing this. Here I am trying to do it in a few hours, you know. Like that Discovery Channel show. It's pretty good, you know, the Naked and Afraid thing. The concept is really, really good, you know. Put them out there with nothing. Well, I mean, they get to choose one thing, but other than that, you know, put them out there with nothing. Try to, you know, a lot of them struggle with fire, and very well the fire is not easy at all, especially in some of those conditions. A lot of them succeed, you know. That show's pretty realistic, almost as, you know, as realistic as it can get. They put them out there with hardly anything. And those guys, by the end of that 21 days, those guys are really humble to the fact that they can go home and flip a switch and there's their light, and, you know, strike a lighter and there's their fire, you know. It's unbelievable what we take for granted these days, but doing this type of scenario with myself humbles me so much, man. And that's why I love it. Plus, it's a hell of a challenge. So, our spindle is taking shape. There's our point. There's our blunt end. I broke it. Sorry, my tripod's all broke. But anyway, I broke this. So I'll have to keep my string down farther on my spindle. But it's primitive, that's for sure. Try to burn it out. We're gonna make that into the Tinder Bundle. I'm just gonna scrape it off the tree, process it. Probably have to go real slow at first. Oh yeah, it'll take a little bit. The wood's got to finish forming. It's all got to fit together. dogs are going crazy. Alright, we got a good burn in, kinda. I don't know. Not too happy about it. I guess I could keep going with it. Probably should. And the reason I want to is because I want them to seat together really, really good. Or as best as I can. I guess we'll work with that. This is gonna go in my pocket. Just trying to form my notch up as best as I can. Just taking a piece away at a time. Pretty good for now. I get really excited when I'm almost done with my notch. I got everything burnt in, and it's almost time for the moment of truth. Almost there. I already bashed my hand up, but it'll be... Alright. I believe that is almost gonna have to do it. Let's try to get a coal. I got all this stuff left over. I'm gonna try to prop this up a little bit, because when I step on it, it's gonna sink. And I want some air to get underneath it. So, I got some real fine shavings here. That I can kind of... Time to switch bows. Yes! Yes! No knives, stone tools. I got it. Finally. Fantastic. Took me 2 bows. But I don't have it yet. Not all the way. Check it out. Nice. Yes. I don't even have my kenneling together. Huh. I'm so jacked up, I'm all shaking and everything. It's like my first bow drill or something. Everything's so wet out here, it just doesn't even want to start. But I got it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna burn my bow drill set. I have to burn one stick at a time. Come on, baby. Gosh, everything is so wet. There we go. Come on. Yes. It can be done. Perseverance. So that took me 3 times to do it out here with just stone materials, stuff I used out here. Bow drill is so much different with stuff that you find out here than having a set in your pack and bringing it out here. So much different. And it still doesn't want to go. But it doesn't have a choice. Yes. Rewild University. Check him out. He's one of my good buddies at on YouTube. He's on my playlist or whatever. He did this with a paracord, just a paracord bracelet, and went out and made friction fire. And he inspired me to try it. You know, I thought, you know, my skills are probably good enough. I'll go out and try to do this. I want to kind of inspire all of you out there to just go out with a paracord bracelet and see if you can do a friction fire from just what you have out here. So anyway, be sure to always have fun out there. Keep practicing. I'm really excited today. This is awesome. This is a good accomplishment for me. And thanks for your views, your comments, and your support. What I was going to say is I have, 82 subscribers now. And every one of them mean a lot to me. 82 isn't a lot to some guys out there, but as I said, it's a lot to me. Every one of them is a lot to me. So, and you guys have fun out there.